Hey everybody, I wanted to take a break from unpacking my apartment and sit and chat about Adepticon for a second. You know, Adepticon. Every spring, thousands of nerds migrate for 1 week only to go to Adepticon. Used to be in Schaumburg, this year in Milwaukee, to enjoy all the different facets that wargaming has to offer, all in one place. Casual gaming, tournaments, classes, physical fitness, shopping, painting, competitions, chatting hobby with fellow nerds, you name it. And also every spring, I hear from people who haven't yet been to Adepticon but are curious about it. Sometimes it's because of nerves, financial responsibilities, other obligations, all totally valid reasons. Plus, walking around a convention center with 8,000 plus other people isn't everybody's idea of a relaxing vacation, especially when you think about the fact that most of us meet new friends through work or school, and at a certain point, we're not really doing that anymore. We kind of know all the people that we know. But maybe it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe you can make new friends who are just as excited about your hobby as you are. This year was my third time going, and while I was there, I was thinking about everybody who's still debating, who still hadn't quite pulled the trigger yet, who were maybe experiencing FOMO about it while I was there. I tell people in my stream all the time why I think they should go, but I thought maybe while I was there, I would ask some of the attendees and you could hear it from them themselves. So here we go. So, how many Adepticons have you gone to?
This is my third year.
Your third year? Wow. What keeps you coming back to Adepticon?
My friends, like these guys.
And what made you come to the first Adepticon?
I got mistakenly added to a group chat because someone thought I was Hivescum Steve, and now I'm here. So.
There's room for more than one Steve.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Sweet. Okay.
Is this your first Adepticon?
No, it's my second.
Your second Adepticon?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, what keeps you coming back to Adepticon?
At this point, I just wanted to come back to see all the people, all my friends from around the country, and I like seeing all the toys.
Yeah, I love that. And what do you think of the new venue?
It's good. I was hesitant because I like being close to Chicago for Adepticon, but the venue's awesome. It's huge, and like a lot more room to breathe here than there was 2 years ago.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
This is 4.
4. What keeps you coming back to Adepticon?
My friends. Everyone keeps probably saying that answer, but it is. It's the community and seeing everybody.
Oh, god damn it. How many Adepticons have you gone to?
I have been to 4 Adepticons.
4 Adepticons. And what keeps you coming back?
All my friends. This is where all my friends are. I get to see them every year.
And what do you think of the new venue?
It's a lot bigger, but I think it's going to be very cool. There's lots of places to explore, and it's got lots of room to grow and get bigger.
Hi.
Hello. Is this your first Adepticon?
It is not. Last year was actually my first Adepticon.
It was. And what made you go to Adepticon for the first time?
The community, primarily. You know, living in Connecticut with Hivescum and all the boys and everything else, Kit Bash, and just a love for models, building, the art behind it, painting, all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, and what keeps you coming back?
Probably the community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love seeing all my friends, familiar faces, and making new friends, and so that's what it's about.
Hi.
Hello.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
3.
3. And what made you start coming here?
We wanted to take Totally Not Panicking's class. Hivescum wanted to take Totally Not Panicking's painting and kit bashing class. What kept us coming back?
Yeah.
The Grimdark Alley and the community.
And so are you going to be here next year?
Yes, absolutely.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
3.
3. Oh my gosh, the same number as me. And what brought you to your first Adepticon?
I don't know. I think I just wanted to see what all the fuss was about.
Yeah, and what keeps you coming back?
My friends.
And what do you think of the new venue?
I think it's giant
Yeah.
and a little bit scary. But so far it's pretty cool. There's lots more space to spread out.
We're traveling.
We're traveling. We're moving and grooving.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
This is my second, and this is
your
the
second?
first time I've been here for like the long haul.
Nice.
Because last year I was in Schaumburg. I live in Chicago, so I went up for day trips, and I did like 2 days on a day trip. Met a lot of people I knew from the internet, and became friends with them IRL. Now I'm back and I'm having a really fun time.
Awesome. What brought you to your first Adepticon?
I'd gotten into the hobby in like 2021. Never really done it. Started meeting people. It was in my backyard. I kind of like got in touch with the people who were doing the like DIY indie scene, like Hivescum people, and that seemed like a really interesting and exciting avenue for like where to take the hobby, and I wanted to come and check it out, and I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is that what brought you back?
Yeah, I mean, like friends, like you kind of like I just had such a nice time the last time that I like had to come back. Like knew a lot of people who were gonna be there, like be here, and like it seemed. I mean, it's a thing to do. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And so, do you think you're going to be back next year?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
How many Adepticons have you gone to?
This is my first.
This is your first? Awesome. Well, what made you decide to come here?
I came mostly because I wanted to hand these out and meet a lot of people that I know online, and I want to give these people, see what they do with my stuff.
Nice. Yeah. And what do you think of Adepticon so far?
So far, it's pretty nice. Everyone's really friendly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I'm getting a lot of cool trades and stuff.
Nice. And do you think you're going to come back next year?
Hopefully yes.
Awesome.
I'll be stone-faced, newscast style, thank you.
Wait, did...
What? Oh, I thought you were already
I thought you were saying it too.
Oh, I was, but then you said
Include
something I
this,
thought-
don't edit all any of this.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this.
Do the...
Thank you.
Here's your coffee.
Thank you, yeah.
And then you can yell at me.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, it felt rude to just do it like honestly. I was about to go into like the rude newscaster bit, but I was like, oh, it's not worth it. I don't want to make him think I'm mad at him for real.
So, how many Adepticons have you been to?
2, including this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my second.
Nice. And what made you come here for the first time?
I don't remember. I actually don't know. I remember a lot about the experience, but I forget like why I decided to come to it.
Well, what made you come back?
Mostly this area. I feel like it was nice to see, as someone who's played a lot of like just modern Games Workshop games. I'm coughing a lot. 1 sec, sorry.
No, you're good.
As someone who's played like a lot of modern Games Workshop games and was like getting pretty burnt out at that time of like that world, and was like hungry for something different. I heard this was like a cool place to go for that kind of stuff, and was like kind of excited about that. I sort of forget like the main reason I came the first time, but the reason I came back is for sure because of like this stuff. Plus, I made a lot of friends here last year, and I think that's like sort of hard to do for me at cons outside of like tournaments normally. Like I meet people like through playing against them, and you just slowly accumulate people you know. But that's like a bad ratio of like 6 people you interact with in that context, like per event. And I feel like this time it was just like very easy to find people who have like the same interests as me, and like hit it off with a lot of them immediately. And yeah, I think it's like probably the coolest convention I've been to. Honestly, I don't know what this is. I don't know if you're like paid to promote Adepticon or like why I'm filming this, but that's my sincere answer either way. It's like my favorite large con I've ever been to. I think like the only other cooler con, if this is a paid video for Adepticon, I won't.
Actually, I'm not getting paid by Adepticon to make this video, but they did find out that I keep sleeping in the big Space Marine statue, and they said that if I want to keep being able to do that, that I had to make this video. So technically, I didn't lie to Tyler. I am not getting paid.
Saying, okay, if it's not paid, then Under the Dice Fest looks like it's going to be sick. Brothers of Prometheum was insane.
Yeah, that's so
and that's just like more of this, right? So, but this is cool because it's like you have the big con, but then there's also like a small con within the con, and like being able to wander back and forth between both is good.
Yeah, so you think you'll be here next year?
Yeah, probably.
Awesome. Thank you. So, how many Adepticons have you been to?
This is my second year. It's always such a good time. Like last year, just as someone who has like massive social anxiety, I was so afraid last year, and then everyone was super, super welcoming, and it automatically convinced me that I needed to come back this year so I could like see them again and do cool kit bashes and see everyone's indie projects and just be in an environment where everyone is so excited to see what each other is doing, especially in a culture where we're terminally online with each other. It's just a different experience to sit and like hold their games and their minis and their art in your own hands and like see it. and get to feel it and just feel their excitement for everybody else's projects is contagious.
What made you decide to come for the first time?
Okay, so for the first time, it was more like last year was my like no fear year, where I just wanted to do all the things that I was uncomfortable doing. One of them being like major social events where there's crowds. Because I was like, I do all this cool stuff and I want to be friends with these cool people that have the same interest as me, but I'm just hermit. So it was really just like trying to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, and it was like the best decision because now I have one of the most like wholesome, coolest communities that I get to be a part of.
I love that. So you're going to be here next year?
Absolutely.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
This is my first one that I've been to.
Wow. And what made you finally decide to come?
Yeah, well, all my friends are going, and I've always really kind of wanted to go, but thought it's too far away, so I just thought, this is the year, I'm going to do it.
And do you think you'll come back?
I think I will. I've had a good time so far, so I think I'll totally be back again.
So how many Adepticons have you been to?
This is my fourth Adepticon.
Your fourth. And what made you decide to come for the first time?
For the first time, I'd heard a lot about it, and it just felt like it was time. Felt like it was time to see what it was all about. And I just had my first child at the time, and I had to get the fuck out of the house at all costs. No, I'm just kidding. But there's, yeah, I kept hearing more about it, and I thought it was time to check it out.
Nice. And what made you keep coming back?
There's really nothing like it. It's the amount of people who have the same interest as you in one place is something really special, and there's really nothing comparable local to me, so it's worth the trip. And over the years, I've started to really make a lot of friendships with people who are regular attendees, and then you see people over again, and then you start to look forward to reuniting with these same people, and it's just something really special. I'll probably keep coming for a long time.
So how many Adepticons have you been to?
So I'm pretty sure it's about 10. So I've been to a couple.
So what made you start going to Adepticon?
So I got into wargaming in about 2006, 2007 with my core gaming group, and I started going to a convention called TempleCon that was a big steampunk, wargaming, war machine stuff. And from there, everyone's like, oh my gosh, you gotta go to Adepticon, you gotta go to this show, you gotta do that. So I ended up bringing my own convention actually called KingdomCon for a big handful of times. And then just working in the industry, it was like, oh my gosh, I gotta check it out. So it was still at the old hotel, pre the Schaumburg one, and it's been really cool kind of seeing it grow. So here we are now in Milwaukee, and it's awesome. It still feels like Adepticon, but we're getting bigger and bigger, and it's just awesome to see. So
Nice.
props to Hank and the team.
Nice. And so you being an Adepticon expert at this point, what would you say to someone who's considering going but hasn't yet?
This is the show for miniatures games. So if you want to know what new games are going on, what new hobby things are happening, who's painting classes, who's running games, what new publishers doing anything, this is the show, right? So I think with the rise in miniatures gaming, like it's the next step. D&D is awesome. Magic the Gathering is great. We all have our cool little things, but for miniature wargaming, this is the show.
So how many Adepticons have you been to?
3.
3, that's awesome. And what made you start coming to Adepticon?
So after my parents broke up, my dad started doing painting miniatures with me, and I got really interested, and then my dad went, and then he's like, hey, do you want to come in? And I'm like, yes. So then I started coming.
Nice. And what have you done at this Adepticon so far?
Well, I've been mostly painting miniatures and buying stuff.
Nice, nice.
And yeah.
Nice. Can I see that miniature that you're working on?
Yeah. So I started it yesterday, and I'm definitely not done with it yet.
Oh,
but
that's beautiful.
I started it.
That's so good.
Thank you.
What would you say to someone who hasn't been to Adepticon yet, but they kind of want to go?
Well, I'll tell them that it's like if you don't like it, you could just leave because you don't have to pay to come here.
That's true.
I will tell them that the food is really expensive, because it is. And I would probably tell them that it's really fun, and just everybody here is like really nice, and is like just, it's like a small community that like, it's kind of like everybody knows each other, but they don't.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
This is my first Adepticon.
This is your first Adepticon?
Yeah.
What made you decide to come?
Everyone I know is coming, which I feel like everyone is saying. All my internet friends are here, so I wanted to meet them all in person for the first time.
Yeah.
especially because a lot of international people are here, and no one wants to hang out on the East Coast, so that's why I'm here.
Nice. And what do you think of it so far?
It's cool. It's a lot different than other conventions I've gone to. I normally go to like a lot more like comic conventions or like punk rock flea markets, but it's nice to be able to play like really weird indie games and not have to deal with just like Warhammer all the time.
Right. Yeah. And do you think you'll come back?
Yeah, I'll probably come back. Yeah. As long as I don't get laid off, I'll come back.
Perfect.
Capitalism.
First off, how are the nachos?
Nachos are pretty good.
They're pretty good? Yeah. How many Adepticons have you been to?
This is my second Adepticon.
That's your second Adepticon?
Mm-hmm.
Great. And what made you decide to come for the first time?
Well, I decided to go last minute. Oh, it was my friends that convinced me.
And what made you decide to come?
Really? It's off the love of the game.
Is this your first Adepticon?
No, it's my second.
Your second? What made you decide to go for the first time?
My friends, Johnny, Witchhammer Studio, invited me, as well as the Wire Brothers. They said, hey, let's go up and do a little event. So I said, okay.
Nice. And what made you decide to come back?
Someone said I have a extra bed, and I am driving up, and you can ride in the car with me. So
That's a good reason.
why I came.
Yeah, and you'll be back next year?
Yeah, I'll be back. Yeah.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
None.
None. This is your first one?
Yes, and I've just been brought along by Trent. So.
And do you think you'll be back to Adepticon?
If Trent brings me again, yes. I don't know, coming from Australia, it's been pretty expensive, but it's been really fun. The people have all been amazing. Have not met anyone who has not been the loveliest person, so.
Would you say that's your favorite part?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not here for the Warhammer stuff. Don't know if anyone's seen my stickers, but yeah, I'm just here to like socialize and have a good time.
I love it.
And talk to arty people.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, you're an artist, so.
Yeah. Oh, look, like, yeah, it's easy to chat to everyone here about art. So.
Perfect. Hi, so how many Adepticons have you gone to?
This is my second Adepticon.
Your second Adepticon, great. And what made you decide to start coming here?
The harvest was bad, and I couldn't pay my tax. So I'm here to harvest, or no, what was it? Hawk my wares?
Okay.
Just medieval
and,
stuff as well.
And what keeps you coming back here?
The celebration of May Day and the pagan rituals.
Incredible, incredible. So you'll be here again next year?
By the will of the Lords, he shall.
Awesome, thank you so much. How many Adepticons have you been to?
How many Adepticons have I been to? This is my first one.
This is your first one? What
Yeah.
made you decide to come?
All of my friends are going to be here, or all of my friends are already here, so I came to see them.
Nice. And what do you think of it so far?
I'm having a really good time.
I'm so glad. Do you think you'll come back?
It's possible, yeah. I mean, if everybody comes out again, I might do it too.
Oh, hi.
Hey, what's up? Witty
So,
girl.
How many Adepticons have you been to?
This is actually my second Adepticon.
Your second?
Mhm.
And what made you decide to go to Adepticon for the first time?
For the first time, it's because since we've never been, and I had big FOMO the previous year, and I was just like, I can't. I saw all my friends, everyone that I follow. I'm like, bro, how am I gonna miss this again? So I learned my lesson, and now this is a forever thing. So that's what pretty much has happened since then. So
Nice. I was just about to ask you if you're going to be here next year, but it sounds like you are.
It's a forever thing. Also, like other conventions, like Nova Open's also a favorite of mine, and there's just so much things going on that's in the same caliber, whether small or big. So like that's what I love about that, you know?
Yeah.
And then look at all this cool stuff we're passing by, right?
Yeah, and what's your favorite part, would you say, of Adepticon?
Oh my God, like that's the hard part. So considering I do painting competition, so that's like the rev to my engine, and then but it's more about hanging out with the community. Like I get to hang out with everyone that's supported me on my Twitch channel, that like I support them as well, and then now we can actually develop a real connection like this. I love it, you know? So you just got to keep it going, you know?
Beautiful, that's right.
There you have it, folks, another Adepticon in the books. Adepticon started me on my convention journey, and no exaggeration has kind of changed my life. Maybe it won't be as transformative for everybody, but who knows? Why not give it a shot? I don't think you'll regret it. For most of us, the bulk of our hobby, the majority of what we do, what we love, is done alone. I think it's why so many of us want to stream what we're doing, want to post what we're doing, want to share it with others online, because a lot of the time we're just in our office by ourselves painting, which is cool and it's relaxing, and I think that it's an important part of it. But at the end of the day, we want human connection, and we want to share our joy with people who understand us, and I think you can have that at Adepticon. I know that I found it there, and that really is the biggest reason to me why Adepticon is so special. To be in, yes, a big convention center with a lot of people, which can be overwhelming, but everybody there loves what you love. And yeah, maybe different parts of the hobby. Maybe some people are more into kit bashing, more people are into painting, some people are going for competitions, some people are going for tournaments, but at the end of the day, we're just a bunch of nerds who want to nerd out with other nerds who nerd the way that we nerd. It's just something really special that you really can't experience anywhere else. If you have any questions about Adepticon or convention going in general, please leave them down below. I would love to answer them. If you made it this far in today's video, I just want to say thank you so much. I know that my schedule has been sporadic, it's been weird with me moving and everything, but it feels so good to be sitting here right now talking to you guys. I looked it up and there are over 5 billion videos on YouTube, so the fact that you chose to watch this one today just means the world to me and is kind of crazy. And also thank you so much to everybody who took the time to be in my video. I really appreciate it. I know that it's not everybody's favorite thing, being asked a question on the spot with a camera in your face, so I'm very, very grateful. Everybody, I put their names on there, but I also will tag them down below. All right, I'm gonna get out of here and get back to unpacking, but in the meantime, don't forget that you are currently making the world a better place just by being you, like your superpower. So keep doing that. Bye, guys.